Illinois University. In 2004, Eric was awarded the College of Liberal Arts Distinguished Alumni Award from SIU. The Sustainable Business Center is an 88,000 square foot business incubator that supports the development of startups and/or the advancement of existing companies that are focused on the green and clean technologies. Now with 4 tenants in its commercial incubator, the SBC is leading the way in making Galesburg and West Central Illinois the gateway to green business. So join me in welcoming Eric Dill.
Thank you, Gary. Hello, everyone. Today we're here to say thank you and job well done to you, the small business owners of our communities. Our nation depends on small businesses, which the SBA calls the heart of the American economy. And here are a few reasons to love small businesses. Number one, small businesses make up more than 99.7% of all employers. Small businesses employ about 50% of all private sector workers. Small businesses make up 97% of exporters and produce 29% of all export value. And the latest figures show that small businesses create 75% of the net new jobs in our economy. Our communities rely on small business owners. When you do well, we all do well. And this is why we are honoring you today. And I think it's important to mention that in our mix of local small businesses, I'm happy to see the new growth of green businesses and organizations in our area. A year or so ago, while I was visiting with Chris Merritt, who is the director of the Illinois Institute of Rural Affairs, Chris was quoted as saying that he had a dream that West Central Illinois would become an industry cluster of green businesses, and that Galesburg, with its Sustainable Business Center, would be the front door. Now in our first year or so, I would say that not just the Sustainable Business Center, but our region has made great strides in making that dream come true, and here are a few recent examples. Carl Sandburg College is now a member of the Illinois Green Economy Network, a partnership of 39 Illinois community college districts, working to grow Illinois' green economy, provide new employment opportunities, and foster healthy communities. And Carl Sandburg was selected as one of the hub colleges within the program. It's quite an honor because there are only 5 colleges selected as hubs. Each hub has its own specialties, solar and wind, and etc. Carl Sandburg's specialty will be biodiesel. Knox College continues to expand its efforts in green entrepreneurship and the building of sustainable economies. In the last month, Knox College students and administration have been awarded more than $60,000 in funding towards campus growing initiatives, to Galesburg Farmers Market development projects, and to a student-led food initiative called Growing Galesburg, which seeks to enhance community around sustainable foods. Sitka Salmon Shares, the SBC's latest tenant, is a Knox College project and a part of Nick Mink's creative academic work that seeks to remodel food systems so that many are more just, sustainable, and equitable. Last week, Lamboo was awarded the Grand Prize and the Project Innovation Awards in Springfield, and have begun the first phase of their newly developed tabletop product line that will be assembled and packaged here in Galesburg. IntelliHot, Crossfire, Green Winds, Blackburn Sampling, Pennycrest Partners, Allen Environmental, and Season Cafe, and the Sustainable Business Center all continue to progress. But it's also worth noting that green jobs span a wide array of skills, educational backgrounds, and occupational profiles. This is especially true with regard to so-called indirect jobs, those in supplier industries. Even for new industries like wind and solar, supply chains consist largely of very traditional industries. My favorite example is that there are over 8,000 components that make up each wind turbine assembly. And we believe many of those components can be manufactured right here in our 4-county region. I have created a relationship with the Illinois Manufacturing Excellence Center in Peoria that offers a wind supply chain workshop. And soon we will connect our local manufacturers with the IMEC to explore more opportunity with the supply side of these components. And Gary Camarano, our Global Industry Clusters Manager, will be attending the North American Wind Energy Association's Wind Power Conference 2012 next month. This is the largest North American trade show in the wind industry, which will be hosting thousands of companies from around the world. There, Gary will learn more about the demand side of these components and begin building strategic relationships that we may position ourselves in this industry. And for everyone in this room, a very strong relationship has been created between the Sustainable Business Center and the Illinois Green Business Association in Champaign. In July, the IGBA will be visiting Galesburg with their presentation to inform all businesses, regardless of your products or services, the benefits of working in a more sustainable fashion, both environmentally and economically. Because you can be green and save money, it doesn't have to be one or the other. With all this progress and momentum, I can't wait to see where we will be at this time next year. Together, we are building a very unique and sustainable community. And we are grateful for you, the small business owners, for providing such a strong and stable foundation. Congratulations to the nominees and the winners. Thank you, and have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Eric. Before we move on to recognizing the nominees, we want to recognize the members of the Entrepreneurial Support Network of West Central Illinois. We have the City of Galesburg and the EBI Network, the Galesburg Business and Technology Center at Carl Sandburg College, Greta, Henderson County Economic Development Partnership, the University of Illinois Extension, Small Business Development Center at WIU, and the Workforce Investment Board of Western Illinois. And we want to thank specifically Ryan, Gretchen, Jenny, Sherry, Ann German, without whom none of this activity today would have happened. So if you join me in thanking them for helping put on this event. Next, we want to move on and recognize all of the nominees. This year we had a record 25 nominees, and I'm going to announce the names of the nominees. And if you could stand at your table, both Gretchen and Jenny will give you certificates. And then after our program today, if we could ask you to stay around, and we want to get some good photographs. So our first nominee is Josh Knuth from Allen Environmental. Pam Myers from Aledo Main Street. Justin Hartman from Aledo Meat Market. Rick Bertelson from Alexis Fieldhouse. Will Azer from Azer Family Businesses. Bob Blackburn from Blackburn Sampling Inc. Mary Spring from Brighter Light Bookshop. Corny Stanley from CNR Smokehouse Barbecue. Justin Cook from Cook State Farm. Linda Lewis from Flickle Inc. Jerry Hall from Hall Shoes. Jim Eastwood, Knoxville City Alderman. Luke Schutte from Lambu Inc. Susan Kaufman from Market Alley Wines. Waylon Nolan from Maximum Performance. Bruce and Ann Meminger from Meminger Metal Finishing. Jason Paulsgrove from Midwest Uniform. Dr. Rita Yarby from the PATH Center for Healing. Jay Matson from Seminary Street Limited. And it's okay, you can give it to Jay Bolles. For those of you that were here last year. Nick Mate from Sitka Family Shares. Beth Whitehead, Pam Myers, and Pam Rick from the Vintage Button. As you can see, the judges had their hands full, and we have a couple of our judges here today, but we want to recognize all of our 2012 judges because they had a difficult time making decisions this year. We had Mark Jackson from the United States Department of Agriculture, Rex Johnson from Midwest Bank of Western Illinois, Carol Stombaugh from the Small Business Development Center, Lee Trotter from the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, and Alice Willing from the Community Foundation of the Great River Bend. If we could give them all a round of applause. To present some special recognitions today, I would like to introduce Sherry Foster from Carl Sandburg College to give special recognition to some of our anniversaries.
This year, Galesburg Public Library is celebrating 50 years in their current location. That building was dedicated November 3rd, 1961, a children's room addition in 1967, installation of an elevator, and that was a big deal, I think, in 1984, expansion project completed in 1996, and that comprises the library as we know it today. At the library's dedication, it was said, "To this building we invite you all, without distinction of any kind. It's yours and all the books that it contains, and we trust and believe it contains something beneficial to every citizen of this city." The library board and staff continue this philosophy and mission of service today, embracing and structuring change to bring you the best resources and services imaginable. As we all know, the library board is pursuing a new facility to be built in the downtown area. At the next milestone anniversary, we will likely recognize a new, larger building to meet the needs of our Galesburg citizens. It's my distinct pleasure to recognize the Galesburg Public Library celebrating 50 years in their current building. Librarian Harriet Zipfel is here to accept. Harriet, come on up.
Longer. The library itself has been around much longer than the 50 years in this building. Many of you remember the Carnegie building that was erected in the early 1900s, but the library actually became a public library in 1874, and before that it was a subscription library. So we've been around for a long time, and we hope to be around a long time more and serving our community in the ways that you need. Thank you very much.
We also have another business celebrating that half-century mark. Yem Chevrolet Buick GMC Chrysler Jeep is celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. Dick Yem started the dealership with partner Ray Weaver in November 1961. They purchased Jeff Good Chevrolet, the dealership that was located on East Simmons Street in downtown Galesburg. 8 years later, that space was needed for a municipal parking lot. So in 1969, Weaver Yem purchased 11 acres of farmland on North Henderson Street. At that point in time, they were surrounded by soybeans and cornfields, and they were kind of at the very edge of the city. Their current location at 2195 North Henderson Street is now encircled by many other commercial properties. Dick Yem and his son Rick have seen significant changes over the past 5 decades. but Yum dealership continues to provide quality customer service to our region. They currently have 70 employees, and many have worked their entire career with that business. Both Dick and Rick agree the employees are the keys that have unlocked the success they've enjoyed in that dealership. It's my pleasure to recognize Yum Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Chrysler Jeep for celebrating 50 years in our community. Dick and Rick, are you here? Want to come forward?
Small business means a lot to a lot of us. 61 years ago, there we go, can you hear me? Small business means a lot to a lot of us. 61 years ago, I started selling Chevrolets down at 247 East Simmons Street, and my dream was someday to own that dealership. And 50 years ago, that dream came true. So it's just hard work and hanging in there. And it all starts with small business, and this is a great community to have a business in, let me tell you. Thank you very, very much for the award.